Welcome to This Week in Gear, the news show for product enthusiasts. I'm Nick Caruso. This Week in Gear is a top-level summary of just some of the stories we've posted to GearPatrol.com recently. And there's plenty more on the website and our social channels, so I encourage you to check them out. And if you'd like any more information about any of the stories we cover specifically in this episode, you can check the description below for links to that online coverage. Now, before I get to more general news, I want to highlight one specific important story. It is a very long and growing list of brands and companies taking a stand against racism. At Gear Patrol, we filter our world through the lens of products. We believe that Black Lives Matter, and the brands and the companies on that list are worth your time and are worth your money. So check out that list also in a link in the description below. And if you'd like to learn more about Gear Patrol's stance on standing up to the crisis of injustice, you can check out yet another link in the description below for our full statement. I encourage you to read up on it. And lastly, regardless of how you personally are taking a stand against racism, thank you, keep going, and please stay safe. And now, some news. First up, a list of 21 Black designers and Black-owned style brands that you gotta know. Among the many ways to begin addressing racial inequality is to support Black artists and Black-owned businesses. If you're fashion-minded, this list of 21 brands and designers innovating and driving style culture will speak to you. But know that it's only a fraction of the whole. Our style team put it well, explaining that, quote, "From streetwear innovators to sartorial-leaning tastemakers, master jeans makers to avant-garde thinkers, Black designers have been driving the culture, shaping the future, and paving the way for the next generation." Now, also very cool is that many of the brands and designers on this list use their influence to shape and focus on community engagement, education, and sustainability. Check out the list of those designers and brands at the link below, and please comment on this video with others you love. Next up is the completely redesigned 2021 Toyota Hilux pickup, a preview of what we might see in the next generation Toyota Tacoma. Well, maybe, and we certainly hope so. Here's why. First introduced in 1968, the Hilux is Toyota's very awesome international pickup, but it hasn't been available in America since 1995, when Toyota replaced it with the US-only Tacoma truck. The new, redesigned 2021 Hilux is adding trim levels that make it more similar to what the Tacoma already offers stateside, which has been fueling rumors that Toyota might streamline production by combining the two models into one global, badass, mid-size truck. The 2021 Hilux changes, which include a total visual redesign of the truck, are notable because the Hilux is smaller and traditionally more utilitarian than the cushier, more road-friendly Tacoma. And probably most notable on the new Hilux feature list is a premium sort of off-roading trim called Invincible X. Additionally, a performance version is rumored, and both of those together indicate that the Hilux and the Tacoma are becoming a lot more alike, since the Tacoma already offers similar trim levels. Another reason we're a little hopeful is that Ford has kind of already done with the Ranger what Toyota could do with the Hilux and Tacoma. The Ranger was available outside America until recently, but Ford has successfully brought it to the States after dropping the diesel power plant popular globally. Also, just a fun Toyota truck fact. Remember Marty McFly's truck in Back to the Future? That one that Biff is washing and polishing for him at the end of the movie? Well, that was a heavily modified mid-80s Hilux, though at the time it was called the Toyota SR5 pickup. Now, let's collectively temper our enthusiasm, because if our Hilux/Tacoma offspring dreams are to come true, they'll have to wait a few years, as the next generation American Tacoma isn't due until 2024. Next, this is one of the most affordable Swiss tourbillon watches we have ever seen. Since 2014, Singapore-based Zelos has been known for watches that are both of extremely high quality and value. The brand's most ambitious project to date is the new Mirage, a watch with a Swiss-made flying tourbillon movement at the nearly unheard of price of around $11,000. Tourbillon is French for whirlwind, and in watchmaking refers to an extremely complex movement made to increase the watch's accuracy. Inside the complication, the escapement and balance wheel are inside a rotating cage and continuously rotate to negate the effects of gravity, and by sheer mechanics, average out positional errors. Suffice it to say, tourbillons are extreme, rare, and gorgeous. And typically crazy expensive. In 2016, for instance, TAG Heuer announced its tourbillon-equipped chronograph would cost $16,000. The movement inside the Mirage is made by Le Joe Perret. The watch features a fully skeletonized treatment visible from front and back, and it's available in 3 materials. One is titanium, the other 2 are more exotic. They're called Temascus and Mokume Gane. Temascus is similar to Damascus steel, but instead of utilizing folded steel layers, it uses titanium alloys. Mokume Gane is made by patinating metals in order to cause a very colorful effect. Mirage cases are 41mm wide and 9.5mm thick, not including the domed sapphire crystal on top. These are undoubtedly unique and striking watches, particularly at their relatively low price points. You'll have to be more than lucky to get one from the extremely limited run though. There will only be 10 total made, 2 in titanium, 5 in Temascus, and 3 in Mokume Gane. Next up, our tech staff writer Tucker Bowe has been testing out the brand new DJI Mavic Air 2 drone. Here he is with a quick review.
Hey guys, my name is Tucker Bowe, tech writer at Gear Patrol, and I've been testing DJI's latest foldable drone, the Mavic Air 2. It's their mid-level drone between the Mavic Mini and the higher-end Mavic 2 Pro and 2 Pro Zoom. The neat thing about it is that it combines many of the entry-level flying abilities of the Mavic Mini and pairs them with the much more advanced photo and video shooting abilities of the higher end drones. So basically it's an easy to fly drone that can capture some really cool videos and photos. On the flying side, DJI made the Mavic Air 2 as easy to fly as possible. It's got object avoidance sensors built into it, geofencing sensors built into it, so it's not gonna hit any trees, and if you fly it too far away, it's gonna let you know and return to you. It's got 1-button takeoff and landing controls, so that's super easy. It has a 34-minute battery life, which is better than any other Mavic drone that DJI makes. It also has a 42-mile-an-hour top speed in sport mode, which is pretty fast, and it's a really small drone. It weighs just 570 grams, which is about the size of a water bottle. The Mavic Air 2 has some pretty impressive photo and video skills. It can shoot 12 megapixel or 48 megapixel stills, and it can shoot video up to 4K resolution and up to 60 frames per second. It can also shoot 8K hyperlapses, which no other Mavic drone can do. By far the coolest thing about the Mavic Air 2, at least in my opinion, is it makes capturing aerial and cinematic video footage super easy. It does this in 2 different ways. 1, auto tracking, and 2, pre-planned flight maneuvers. Auto tracking is where you have the drone lock onto a subject and it'll follow them or do some circles around them, all while keeping them in focus, which is great if you're like mountain biking through trees. And then via the app, there are some pre-planned flight maneuvers where, again, you have the drone lock onto a subject and it'll do some banks or fly off in the distance. It's as simple as basically touching a button. On the downside, the Mavic Air 2 is $799, which isn't exactly cheap, but it's also under that $1,000 price point, so it's still accessible for entry-level drone pilots or people looking to take their social media game to the next level.
Next, our upcoming Instagram stories schedule. We publish a lot of extra, sort of short, digestible content on Instagram every day, and you don't want to miss it. So here's the rundown for next week.
Hey guys, I'm Aisha, and here's what's going on with our social media this week. On Monday, we're kicking off the week with Sneakers of Note featuring Meg Lappy, who will run through the Nike Peg 37s. Tuesday, we're looking at What's at Our Desks featuring our advertising sales planner, Niho. Next, we've got Whiskey Wednesday hosted by Will Price, who will be testing the newest Buffalo Trace. And on Thursday, we're tech testing the new Sonos soundbar. And on Friday, we're back with our Houseplant series, and to take us home is our very own Nick Caruso. And that's everything that we've got this week. Back to you, Nick.
And that's it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe here on YouTube to never miss any more video news and reviews, and check out GearPatrol.com and our social channels for many more product news stories. For now, take care, and we'll see you next time.